And I was like, whoa, what was that?
He gave this speech about how he hates the team format.
He's like, I'm not selfish. How dare you?
If there was no camera, I would have not been chill like that.
Hello, everyone, and welcome in to the Game of Gold reunion show. I'm Jeff Platt, happy to be here with your cast of the show. You'll hear from everybody throughout the course of the reunion, but of course, we must start with our Season 1 champion, and that would be Arieh, winning $456,000 on Game of Gold. So, Maria, to get started, what's it been like for you now watching it back?
I feel like I've gone through poker, with a certain kind of persona, and I feel like the reason that I carry myself that way is because I care so much about how poker is represented. But somewhere along the way, I think I kind of lost a little bit of my personality, the one that all of my friends see, the one that my family knows about me, and I just wish that I had the opportunity, which I didn't know would be in this show, to kind of show that. So I think for all of us, it was almost that breath of fresh air, not only to be able to be a part of it and to allow people in that way, but also to get to see each other that way, some of these people who I've known for 15, 20 years.
Very well said. Speaking of personalities, Daniel Negreanu, your team is formed right off the bat. It's you, it's Kmart, it's Jason Kuhn, it's Michael Soiza. That team is formed, and you think, what?
This is a little unfair to the rest of the teams. I felt like we were the best team. I thought we were well balanced, and I didn't expect us to be the first ones to go, but it was really disappointing. I loved it, and as soon as we saw what was happening and stuff like that, I really wanted to be in there, and neither myself or Jason Kuhn was able to save ourselves.
You've talked to a lot of these players on your podcast. What was it like for you watching this show just as a poker fan?
Well, that was kind of the fun part. Because I was eliminated so early, I got to watch each episode like a poker fan, and then I decided, well, let's do a podcast. Because what I think was interesting about this show is it's much different than just commentating about poker hands. There's so Kyna, you said this about jungle, right? And there was a whole bunch
saying
more.
about the jungle?
There was a whole bunch more drama involved, but good drama, good clean drama in some ways. So for me, it was a chance to be a fan.
The team format was certainly so important in the show. I think everybody here would agree. Olga, you said something to the effect of, I have confidence in myself, but not in my team. How do you look back at that when you watch that back?
I believe in myself. I just don't believe in our team. What?
Oh my God.
Because when we are in the team, it's not just me, it's also others. And I want to help my team. And of course, I feel responsibility for that. But I was not sure my team will perform the best. We were like Titanic, I can't believe that we could proceed further.
I got one because I never got to ask it. What went through your head in terms of how you chose? Because that was probably one of the more shocking moments where you're like, oh, let's see who's left. I'm going to take Olga and Lucas. And I was like, whoa, what was that?
Robin. Olga. Thank you. Okay, let me break it down. Number one, at the time of the selection, Josh gave this speech that is completely edited out. He gave this speech about how he hates the team format, how it sucks. And I'm like, I don't want this guy in my team who's not going to be a team player. And with David, when I saw him play, I realized that his strategy is so far off theory and it's all exploitative. It was really, really hard, but I said, Olga has the momentum. Robin looks like somebody who will have the ranges all up in his, so that's my decision. In hindsight, I don't know if I did make the right decision. I'm gonna just go ahead and say that.
That's a fair thing.
No offense taken either. I think that's totally makes sense.
Not offended at all.
Fedor, you knew this question was coming. Massive pot against Maria at the final table.
1.8 million.
Absolutely insane. Just ace king. It's the only hand. Ace king.
Straight. I think she has it.
Ace king.
What the How often are you revisiting that in your mind?
Until I watched it, not very often.
Okay.
But now I feel like I'm back in there again. So to be honest, in the moment I was just a little bit frustrated, maybe a combination with the odds I'm getting. It's a very thin value range and also, maybe a bluff combination that I can think of that she could be bluffing. Yes, it's one combo, two combos, four combos. But I think being very honest with myself, I would rationally probably come to the conclusion that fold is the right play. But, it is what it is. I did what I did, and I can live with that. She won. She deserved it.
Josh, after each of your wins, we could tell that you were pretty pumped up. Like every win for your team seemed to mean a lot. What does that say about how the team element influenced the show?
Poker as a team sport is very weird for me, but yeah, I wanted to do everything I could for a team, and it was cool having all these great players that were my teammates root for me, and I wanted to perform.
Yoh Viral, this team gets along really well.
Yeah.
One of your teams did not.
Yeah.
You and Jungle went at it pretty good. What were your thoughts when you watched that back?
Just shut the up, actually.
And you are like complaining about something.
Shut up!
You are being aggressive.
Just go yourself.
I had many people coming to me and ask me if it was scripted. And I say no, but I don't want to get angry more than that because it's a TV show and everything. And it's real emotion that we have at that moment, but I also stay in control of myself. If there was no camera, I would have not been chill like that.
Oh, really?
No, that's for real. Because of the camera, I stayed chill because I didn't want to make a big scene, you know? But we spoke after that scene, we come across and we say, we're gonna be good together. It's gonna be okay. So yeah, we are okay now.
Jungle, do you think that argument goes differently if the cameras are off?
There's one particular detail that I didn't realize I realized as I was watching was that there's a lot more EV in the first round than in the second round. I realized watching it, I was like, oh, I f***ed up big time. And I don't think it was communicated exactly. And this is the big part of how I realized I was screwed over.
Well, that brings us to Kyna. Take us on your journey from watching the first episode back.
You know, I was just not sure, you know, like, how is this going to be, how am I going to be portrayed? How's this going to look? Like, what's going to happen? You know, I've only been in the poker world, like, competitively for the past, like, 3 years, so I'm still fairly new. And just to be put into this, like, high-pressure situation, you know, it was cool. And then all of a sudden, I'm at the final table. And then I start to think, oh, man, like, I could maybe really do this. You know, I'm pretty studied at short stack play, too. So it was fun. It was a cool experience overall, and I'm really glad I got to participate.
David Williams, you and Charlie get into it pretty good. How do you look back on that conversation when you watch it back?
Charlie, man, you're f***ing exhausted. Do what you got to do. You already won, right? Dude, just f***ing go first. And I don't need to hear your f***ing try to make yourself feel better about your selfish decision.
So why are you calling other people selfish when you're sitting there being an absolute baby?
Well, the funny part that wasn't really shown is, and that's not to say it wasn't genuine, but it was kind of like a tactical move by me that I discussed the night before, right? Like I was talking to Josh and Arieh and Fedor, we were eating, and I was like, I gotta go first tomorrow. I'm like, you know what I mean? I need to get some coins, but this guy wants to flip. So I told him I had devised a plan. I was like, okay, I'm gonna first get Andy on my team, and then I'm gonna go to Charlie, and I'm gonna come like from a point of, you're just so much better than me, like the pressure is bad. I'm gonna try to like play on his ego a little bit. And I was like, and then if that doesn't work, I'm just gonna turn it up to 100 and just start attacking his character. And I know he does not want to be called like things like selfish, and like I'm gonna get him. So I convince Andy through like a lot of acting, and Andy's like, yeah, man. He's like, you're right. He's like, you should go first. Charlie comes in, and we start with the calm version. Yeah. And I'm like, come on. And it was a while, so I think that's why they didn't show it, because it was a lot. So finally, as you see it ratchet up, where I'm like, you're selfish, and that's what got him.
Did you get a chance to tell Andy and Charlie that after the show,
I
or
told
are they
them
learning that now?
At the end, when like Maria won, we were all kind of there. I was like, oh, by the way, that was all BS. And Charlie's like, what? You're devious. He was like so, sick about it. And Andy just sat there like, really? I got duped?
All right, let us shift to our viewers as we did check in with our viewers. Jungle, you have the first question. Of all the contestants, who would you most like to party with?
Let's see. Well, have I partied with Yoh Viral before?
Yeah, we did.
We did.
3 times.
3 times. It's been real good.
If not Yoh Viral, then David Williams. It just seems like
you're about 10 years too late.
Yeah.
You're about 10 years too late.
I think you made a good choice.
Who would you never want to party with?
Say someone who's not here.
The easy out is. Who is it?
I feel like, I don't know, Judge Josh.
Come on, man. I have to be more fun than Charlie.
I don't know if you are. Charlie's really extroverted, and he does a bunch of weird shit anyway.
Well, that's true.
I'm weird is kind of my shit, so.
Yoh Viral, what was your initial reaction when you found out that last elimination round would be playing Indian poker, and how do you feel about that being included in the show?
So initially I was tilted because I accumulate a lot of coins and I thought now I have the same chances as everybody else to bust, but that's how it is. But I was happy because I won. So that's how it is. And then I thought it's a very good idea for the show because I won.
God, that's so bad.
Actually, I post some shorts about the Indian poker on Instagram. I got 400K views on few of them in a couple of days, just because people are amazed by us playing with one card of the head. So basically, those shorts are like going viral. It's amazing, and I think more of this for season 2, more of quiz like this. A bit less Texas Hold'em would be very great for poker overall. So I think GG made a good choice to put Indian poker at the center of the attention right before the final table.
Can I just clarify that that this is this
from
doesn't
India.
exist?
From India.
That's not why I asked the question. That was just on Native
No, because everyone's coming up to me and asking me, is that how you play poker in India?
Can I take lessons with you?
No.
How about some good news to close the show with? Can tell you that season 2 of Game of Gold is official. So the production process has already begun there. The taping has already started with a brand new cast. I'm just kidding about that last part.
It's like
Really good news.
season 2 starts now.
Oh, that would have been really
Put the
good.
cards to your head.
Thank you all for being here. That was a fantastic season 1. I think it had us all truly captivated. Thank you all for watching. We will see you for season 2 of Game of Gold.
Thumbs up every episode.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.